I really just had, I had three messages for the team. One is just so proud of their perseverance and their character. The way that they worked through the hard, worked through disappointment, the way that the many forks in the road that would have been very easy to let things go south, they chose right. And they chose to fight for the four letters across their chest. They chose to fight for each other. They chose to persevere even when it was really painful, and they didn't know what the end game was going to be. And they got themselves to a point where they were playing their best basketball at the end. And I don't care what anyone says. South Dakota State is an NCAA tournament team. I worked with AJ all summer long with the World Cup team. He was on our staff, and he's a phenomenal coach. He does a great job, and that was a big time matchup. I'm disappointed that we had to play so many games on the road and the way that we had to go, but no, we haven't made any excuses all year. We're not going to start now. The second thing I told the team is just the impact of each individual senior. And it's amazing. Some of our seniors were only here 1 year, but it was, their impact was just felt so much deeper than that and broader than that. It felt like we shared more. And, and then we got players that were here for 4 and 5 years, like Chantel or Natalie, and the history, or, someone like, Kiara Jefferson. People on the outside may not know all that she's meant to our program, but boy, people on the inside know. And so I just wanted to share with each individual senior, and I know I didn't name every single one, but what they mean to me and to this program. And then, thirdly, just that they're deeply loved, unconditionally, deeply loved. And we have championship standards for this program, and habits and process. And, we're gonna go back to the basics of the pyramid of success, and we are gonna do a great job of adjusting and moving forward. And we're going to honor the work of these seniors by coming back next year with incredible drive and incredible togetherness and incredible giving spirit and competitive nature. And just watch what we're going to do.
Okay, we'll go to questions now. Just a reminder to use the raise your hand function if you have a question. We'll go to Mike Regalado first.
Hey, Coach. Defense still seemed to be a common thread with the team. What can you say about what the team did? Forcing, they got 13 steals, 20 turnovers forced, 17 points off of that. Tough loss, but what can you say about the defense?
Well, it's been our anchor all year long, right? It's offense can go up and down, but we knew we had to defend, and we're defending against the second most offensively efficient team in the country, literally. And one of the top offensive rebounding teams. Now, that's something we didn't take care of, and that's something we're going to look back on. And the rebounding battle is really where the game was, I thought, lost for us. And we didn't shoot it very well. We didn't shoot it we've been a great free throw shooting team all year long, and we were 10 for 18. So we left 8 points at the free throw line. And we were, until the fourth quarter, I think we were maybe either made 1 3 or 0-4, but I think we made 3 threes in the fourth, and 1 was by Jay Penn, 2 was by Mari. That might have been our only ones. And so, there's some things that way, but I think defensively we played we grew all year long. I think honestly, our inability to guard the drive in that second half was really the difference. And so, yes, I'm really proud of those stats that you said, but I think honestly, we could have done a lot better, and I think we'll look back and grow from that. But I think our ability to guard off the bounce was tough tonight, and we call it the slots and attack the tunnel. And I've been proud of our defense. We wouldn't have been in the games we've been in we haven't been able to get really good stops, but that will be something that we have to learn from moving forward.
Mari looked emotional, and with reason, but did you say anything to her after the game? What about the other Bruins who's, this is their final game? Yeah,
I went through each senior in the locker room and just really tried to affirm their unique role. Someone we don't talk a lot about, I've already mentioned Kiara, but someone who was just really emotional in the locker room is, I'll get emotional, Eliana. And, you think about, I'm very happy to talk about Ilmar'I, and I'll talk about that in a second. But what really is the Bruin spirit is that every single person on this team, no matter if you were rewarded or not, was so invested. I think Eliana is a phenomenal example of that. Never on scholarship, didn't even travel until this year. She loses her voice every single game. And she was just bawling because she didn't want it to be over. And that's what being a Bruin means to these young women. It's just so powerful and deep. And it's something we're so grateful for. And so I just am so thankful. But I went through each player with that. But Ilmar'I was, actually, when I started talking about her, I'm so thankful for her tears, honestly, because of how much it meant. And this was a hard year for Mari. And she really worked through her disappointment of going to the NCAA, not going to the NCAA tournament, and a lot of different things of what she thought it would be like and all the adversity that came. And so I'm just thankful that she felt that deeply. And she's had her best week of practice. I've seen her smile more this week than maybe I've seen her smile all year. Her connection with her teammates has grown in a special way. And that really is meaningful for me to see. And I'm really, really thankful for the way that she's grown to invest.
Okay, we'll move to Sue.
Muted now. I am unmuted. Sorry about that. Cori, sorry about the tough loss. I wonder if you could talk about the legacy of that your seniors are leaving behind. I'm thinking also particularly of like Chantel, who was there during the Jordan and Monique years and just has been through so much. And then also Natalie, who has been through quite a lot too. What kind of, when you look back right now, what kind of impact are they going to leave on the Bruins?
Well, we don't persevere in this program this year without Chantel, period. She has grown into being our most powerful and consistent leader this year. And I don't know if I would have guessed that. And then, I look at all the adversity she's been through, and this is really the first year she's been able to play all the way through the season, even in various minute restrictions, but she's grown so much, and I'm just so grateful for that. And she's really just a special young woman. And, I think she's been through all the ups and downs, and she's got this spirit. Chantel's so comfortable in her own skin, and people just really look up to that. And she's contributed in very non-traditional ways. And I just love Chantel. I admire her. I respect her. Her work ethic is unwavering. Her passion, her joy, her willingness to love and connect with people that are totally different than her. She's just a spectacular human. And I've been really lucky to be her coach. And to watch Natalie, she's somebody who has grown into, it's just amazing. She was this timid, scared to make a mistake, sort of really guarded human when she got here. And to watch her learn to lead and use her voice, not only on the court, but off the court. Someone said to me the other day that she doesn't know if anyone's blossomed more in 4 years than Natalie. And I just am that's something that we always say, the only two things that are going to be with you for the rest of your life from these 4 years is who you become and who you impact. And I just think Natalie's pretty proud of who she's become, and so am I.
Okay, we'll go to Haley Sawyer.
Hi, just what role did experience play tonight? I mean, we've talked a lot about the seniors. How did the experience of players like Ilmar'I, Jalen, who's kind of been in this situation before, Natalie, how did that really help you guys when times kind of got tough tonight?
Well, I think, anytime you have senior leadership, they just don't want it to end, right? So, I think just trying to really get them to regroup, and that they give our team calm. And every time out, they were talking about, we talk a lot about neutral thinking, get back to neutral. What does the team need from you right now? And that really came from our seniors, and really proud of just what those young women have grown into in that way. And the seniors, they bring the calm, at the same time, they bring the urgency. I also think they have incredible pride about what it means to represent UCLA and our alumni and our community and our university. And I think that is something that I really value, that they don't take this experience for granted, not only as an athlete, but also as a student and also as a giver to our community. And so, you just rely on that because they get it. They get it. They know what it means. And that's why they're hurting so much right now. They don't want it to be done.
Okay, our next question, Gavin Carlson.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, a lot of talk about the seniors and their impact in this season. I'm just curious, from your point of view, your feeling on as a coach. I know last year you talked about that being one of the hardest of your career as a coach, and obviously this one was uniquely challenging. So, just looking back on it as a coach, how does it feel?
Well, I mean, this has been the hardest 2 years of my career. There's no question about it. But the reality is, it's not about me. And this program's not about me. When I get together with our staff before every game, we just talk about our job to love, serve, compete. And we are vessels to invest in the lives of these women and the players of these women. And that's it. So, but if I'm being just honest to your question, it's been the most trying of my career is the last 2 years. And, but I think it's been the most trying for the young women too. It's just so many things. I mean, we didn't get to play 5 games this year. Then we had all the injuries. Then we had the COVID shutdown. And then we've had some medical things that you guys don't even know about off the court that our players have had to deal with. And so it's just been really, really challenging emotionally, physically, just all of those things. So yes, it's been extremely hard, but if I'm going to live out what I say to our players, that's when the most growth happens. And we always say, lean into it, lean into the hard. And that's when you grow the most. And so if I expect that from them, then that's sure as heck what I need to model.
All right, we have time for one more. Let's go to Lauren Wang.
Hi, Coach. I was wondering, late in the game when it's really close, there's this game and then you had the Wyoming game. Was there any difference in the way you approached it, or was it more the same? Can you pinpoint what you think could have been the difference maker?
Well, honestly, we use that in several timeouts. Like, we've been here so many times, y'all. Like, we're fine, and they were really calm. It wasn't, there was no panic. There was none of that. Credit, SDSU, they made some big plays. And again, like I said earlier, our inability to guard off the bounce, and they were able to tack down the tunnel, and we weren't able to make adjustments to make that, to get them to kick the ball out until that last possession where 44 kicked it for that little baseline jumper. But, in terms of steadiness and poise, there was no difference this game than the overtime game at Wyoming, or, close game at Oregon State. So I think that's been another comment to our seniors is, we've really seen it all, and the Pac-12 prepares you for it all. I think that poise and maturity was not the issue. We didn't make some strategic plays and get some strategic shots, and we didn't make some shots that we normally make and execute the way we needed to. So those are all things we have to learn. And in these games are always this way. You don't get as much in transition. The only shots we got in transition are when we cause turnovers. You have to be able to execute in the quarter court. You look at the men's Final Four, the NCAA tournament, you look at ours, it's the same. And South Dakota State did a better job executing than we did. And that, credit to them. And, I came here to build a championship program, not just a championship team. And so we're not done yet. And we're going to grow in our process. We're going to learn from this year, from this experience. And you're going to see us build towards that moving forward.
All right, that'll do it. Thank you for your time, Coach.
Well, thank you guys. You know how much I appreciate you. And as Mari and Riz come in, thank you for honoring them. Thank you for being there for their journey. Thank you for getting behind our program. It never goes unnoticed or unappreciated. And we'll be back, and I'll see you back.
All right, everyone, we are joined by Ilmar'I Thomas and Charisma Osbone. Just a reminder to use that raise hand function if you have a question. We'll open up with Mike Regalata.
Hey, Amari, unfortunately, your final game with UCLA, but what a way to go out. What can you say about taking this team on your back when they need you to produce?
I think that's just been my job all year, and I'm glad that I could come through for us tonight. Of course, we didn't get the outcome we wanted, but super proud of our fight, and especially these last few games really came together as a team.
It was tough, a tough loss, obviously, but your defense hung through. Both of you, what can you say about what your defense was able to do tonight, as well as, being a trademark for the season?
That's definitely something that we pride ourselves on. I just feel like as a program, regardless of what team is playing, whatever players on the floor, like defense is an anchor for UCLA basketball. So that was something we were able to show tonight that I know in the future that's going to continue for sure.
Okay, our next question will be from Haley Sawyer.
Hello. I know you guys are used to kind of playing in like hostile environments on the road at this point, but it seemed really loud there on the broadcast I was watching. So just what was the environment like? I know it was a sellout crowd. Did it feel like there was a lot of people? Did it feel especially loud? What was it like?
Yeah, it was super loud in there. It had a lot of fans, and we knew the place was going to be sold out, and it was. So shout out to their fans for coming out and showing out for their team.
Okay, our next question will go to Gavin Carlson.
First for Amari, obviously it being your last game as a Bruin and your lone season in Westwood. So if you could just try to reflect on your entire experience as a UCLA Bruin.
I definitely say it's had its ups and downs. Of course, it wasn't the year that we all wanted, but I'm super grateful for meeting these girls and playing for this coaching staff and being able to put the 4 letters across my chest. As you guys all know, that's a huge deal, and it's not something I took for granted.
And then for Charisma, it's kind of a unique opportunity for you being one of the leaders of this team, but not being one of the seniors and sort of playing to try to extend some of your teammates' college career. So if you could just speak on that a little bit, if there was any added meaning to trying to not only extend the season, but your teammates' careers.
Yeah, I think like Mari said, not really the season that we all planned for, but I think me and the underclassmen really wanted to extend this season for the seniors, and unfortunately we weren't able to do that tonight, but I think we were just super proud of all that we've been through, all the adversity that we've been through, and to just make it this far, super proud of everyone.
Next up is going to be Lauren Wang.
I just wanted to kind of touch on you guys being this 1-2 punch and this duo throughout the season, and having that show up tonight. What was it like throughout the season and then culminating in tonight? How'd you guys feel about that?
Chris was obviously one of the best players in the country, so playing with her was a great opportunity for me, and it was super fun all year, especially building our chemistry toward the end of the year. We felt like we were pretty unstoppable, so it was fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing with Mari this year. We had, like you said, that 1-2 duo, and just even practice, the coach practice, it was literally just us two going and gaining chemistry. So super proud of what we've been able to build together, and I'm gonna miss playing with her a lot.
Thanks.
Okay, next up is going to be Sue Faber.
Hey, ladies. Man, Charisma, you've had a couple of really challenging years there at UCLA. Maybe if you could talk about what you can take out of this season in particular, because I know you did a lot of personal growth in this season, and you really persevered. I know your knee isn't quite up to where it could be. What if you're going to reflect, what would you say you can take out of this season?
Yeah, this has definitely been the most challenging season for me, just individually, and just figuring out who I am as a player and stepping into a role that maybe I didn't really want to play this year. But honestly, I'm super grateful for this opportunity. I don't think I would be the player that I am today without this team and what we've done this year. So super grateful for that opportunity and excited for the future I'm excited to get my knee together. Can't wait for that.
All right, that will do it. Thanks so much for your time, ladies.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.